Oh, sorry. I didn't see you there. I'm busy setting up my post viewing ginger afternoon tea. Give me a moment. Well, I wanna round off the edges. Let's see how I can do this. I don't know. Freeform looks worse though. I have no idea what this music is. It's not. It all sucks. Let's try that one. That's more kind of the vibe I'm looking for. It's better. I despise the lo-fi part of it, but fine. Wait, no, I'm still working on the seeing if curving it fixes it. Alright. Okay, and fill that. And stay in the border. Well, it's not, so I think I'll cut the color. Well then, so I can fade it in, so I use filters, add a opacity. Well, does it fade in though? Like, can you see it? I think you can. Try it. I show the image, but you won't see anything. The image is centered. Let's see what happens. And then I go filters. That's right. Just between this and Zootopia 2, probably doxing, I chose Brendan Fraser. It's not a 10 out of 10. These critics, at no point in time did I feel the urge to cry. So, very disappointing. I don't know who's feeding these weenies. We've experienced this before. Oh, this review is dictated, not read. If I had to give a score to it, I'd say it's definitely a must-watch. It's definitely... Well, I don't know. I think it appeals to a certain... I don't know. It's alright. So, I think the biggest character flaws here is that the story is too self-contained, and rather than go after any one specific concept, they kind of just expand it everywhere. So, like, this is spoiler ridden, I guess. There's like, what I don't understand why, like, the rental family company has to be like even like a minute factor in this story. Like, they ask the question, what is the function of said rental company? Like, from the ads, you assume, like, maybe, at least I assumed, you're looking at maybe 20 to 30 person cast in terms of, like, the customers, and it's not. It's pretty disappointingly just what's on the cover. So they do dive deep into those, but it's a little too... Rather than playing with the nonsensical to push the emotional message, it doesn't actually end up conveying any one specific feeling. So it's kind of this in-between. I think that cinematography is fantastic. I think they got a bunch of pretty shots of Japan. I think that will carry them through to whatever fancy awards that they want to submit it to, but that's the thing. Overall, compared to No Sudden Move, I think this is a Brendan Fraser step down. That being said, you know, in my head, well, let's see what comes out of the face hole is gonna be, I'm gonna say an 8 out of 10. I'm gonna say an 8 out of 10. It was a 9 or 8, so then I go and then I take this and then I go, it should still be on the clipboard. Say 8 out of 10. Would recommend. Like, there is a lull, and I'm real glad that it wasn't any more than a lull when Brendan Fraser wasn't the focus, and, you know, the supporting cast ended up, you know, I was really worried. They're gonna do the Jeff Goldblum, like, switcheroo on me and just, like, make it like, oh, that's all the Brendan Fraser budget that they got. But, I mean, it kind of went out that way. I don't, like, there's a lot of, I think in the AI age, this is really way more interesting, way more fascinating. The whole idea of just, like, you're faking someone's existence, like, that's literally, like, straight out of, like, that's a great example of, like, taking, like, very relevant modern concepts and, like, extrapolating it into something that's much more simpler to digest and also consider. Not that they ever actually bothered to consider it. So that's the thing. So it's like, what's the point of a sequel? The message that you've sent is family. Ooh, it's alright. Again, at no point in time did I feel the need to cry. The emotion that was promised by the critics just makes them all look worse in this case. I'm sorry for that. You need to hold your tongue on 10 out of 10, though. Like, having seen a lot of film already, this is a good film. If you're, like, walking into this, you're probably looking at this like this is Japanese crap. So let's talk about the good parts. Was that this film had no intro and they got the pacing immediately. Like, there's no lull in the beginning. It gets you right into it, and it doesn't just get you right into it like loud noises. It's got a rhythm to it, and they know exactly what they're doing with it. And you're like, it's like the morning show with the moving and the shaking, just, you know, much more condensed and more nuanced, but in that intro. So it hooks you in right there. So That was fantastic. That was great. That was like a breath of fresh air. And but it's only something that you can really do with the concept this simple. So, overall, I would definitely say that it was a pleasure. It was a pleasure to experience. I do believe it was a pleasure to experience on the big screen. I think it's but like I said, this is more of like a starved social interaction rather than peak cinema. And all the awards that it would get are mainly because it's Japanese. Like, I don't believe that a similar story told in a Mexican setting would, even though it has all the same nuances, not have the same level of accolades that's self-rewarded to it. Now, I don't know Hikari, I don't know, but it's like this. It's once again, I'd say it's kind of closer to the Ultramarines experience with Warhammer 40k. And then at the same time, it's kind of Western pandering without Western like the I'm gonna call the manager the antagonist here. That why is he the antagonist? Most importantly, I was kind of annoyed right at the get-go. Why is he speaking broken English? Like, was this really necessary to hire him in his broken English? When you're the one that's like fluently switching between the languages, the inexplicable. So personally, I feel like this was maybe I have no idea how it went down, but it feels like this was a movie where the shots were made first and then it was kind of like cobbled together as an idea. There was like emotions brewing. I said it's like, so you get this fantastic, like I said, in the AI shitsville, like it's been very interesting. This has been truly fascinating. It's all right though. It's like you haven't actually, you've tickled the brain, but you've not fed the brain. So there's not like, it's like Inception, but they never actually bothered to explain what Inception was like ever. And you're just along for the ride the whole time. And as great as that would be, it's like you've entirely dropped this like scientific aspect of it that does make it realistic. So this one just kind of ends up being more like four struggling actors trying to get work, which is again like, yeah, that's what it feels like. When you walk away from it though, it's like you haven't really, right? It's like, what is this? Who's paying for this? I want to see the big stuff. You haven't really explained to me in detail, like the rest of the crew, right? Or like, what are their motivations? There's so many different ways you could have taken this very simple concept. And it's great, and no one else will be able to touch it, as far as I can see. Now, a lot of the pretty shots, though, you might as well just slap on some of that, like, fucking, like, cosplayer, like, super epic drama music for the cosplay compilations, and then just play the exact same shit, like, just interspersed in. Like, the acting could have been done in mocap, and would have had the exact same level of just, what's the point of me being in the middle of, like, goddamn nowhere, and, like, seeing these pretty visuals? Like, that's great and all that. So, I don't know what you could do with it, though. At an hour and 50-minute runtime, it was the appropriate place to end. Like, brain is exhausted. You've completed your stories. No matter how you spell this out, you're not going to be able to add more stories without just pointlessly adding expositions. That's why this was I'd love to see, like, you just give the world big old folders with all of the cuts, all of your files. And so we can just dig through them ourselves and just see all the pretty Japanese stuff. Of course, you know, dream. Would I watch it again? Maybe. Yeah, I might click through it. I might click through it a bit. At the same time, I don't think there's anything there to recall or recount besides it being pretty. Like, and which isn't really worthwhile. Like, I don't think there's anything here I'm gonna like re-reference to, as again, there was actually very, very little spoken here, which is
like I said, were you intending it, or were you just kind of like saying you intended it just to like get through the artsy fartsy shit? That's why it's kind of a in between struggle. And at some point in time, you've decided to select 3 stories rather than select 1 or 10, and you're kind of just like, what am I? I'm feeling Wreck-It Ralph. I did watch Wreck-It Ralph. I don't know why I watched Wreck-It Ralph, but it's like Wreck-It Ralph will do you better. This is a like 5 years later, like you're slightly older Wreck-It Ralph, but still pretty much just as childish. You'd probably get more mileage watching Zootopia. You'll probably get laid watching Zootopia 2 well before you get laid watching Rental Family. So, alas, the connoisseur at his winter lo-fi lounge. I think we don't save. Yeah. Keep the original because I already took a new screenshot. And that's the Brendan Fraser experience. Thank you for listening. Dictated but not read. Bye. Well, maybe. Well, yeah, I guess bye for now.